Archangel Michael says, "Why are you ignoring heaven? You were chosen for something sacred. The sign you begged for is inside this. Don't delay. My beloved light bearer, the heavens have been whispering your name. For nights, Archangel Michael has stood by your side, waiting for you to lift your gaze upward. You have asked, God, show me a sign. And now, this message is the divine echo of your own prayer. The realm of light is calling, yet your soul hesitates, distracted by earthly noise. Why are you ignoring heaven when heaven has marked you? Michael says, you were not created to wander. You were chosen to awaken others from their slumber. Every delay pulls you further from the path designed for your anointing. There are no coincidences here. The sign you begged for is not somewhere outside. It is inside this very moment. You are standing at the doorway between the seen and unseen. Even now, the air around you feels heavier, doesn't it? That's not fear, it's the weight of revelation. When heaven speaks, your spirit trembles because it recognizes truth. Michael wants you to know, you are sacred. The pain, the confusion, the silence, all of it has been preparing you to carry divine fire. But there is something you must understand. Ignoring this call invites delay, and delay closes portals that were meant only for your season. Before this day ends, heaven will confirm this message with a small yet unmistakable sign, a repeating number, a sudden warmth, or a phrase that pierces your heart. Do not dismiss it. When you see it, whisper softly, I hear you, Lord. Hold on. Something powerful is about to unfold. Your name is being mentioned in the courts of heaven. Angels are repositioning your destiny even as you listen. What felt blocked will open, and what was hidden will be revealed. Type I receive the sacred call in the comments if this resonates within your spirit. Blessing code 1717 is now activated for divine remembrance. Dearest chosen soul, Archangel Michael stands closer than you think. The moment you heard these words, your spirit began to stir. Heaven has not forgotten you. The delay you felt was not rejection, it was divine timing aligning with your readiness. Michael says, every unanswered prayer was not a no, but a waiting room for transformation. The silence of heaven was never absence, it was preparation. And now, the silence is breaking. The fire within you is about to be reignited by holy purpose. You have asked, why me? Heaven responds, because you are the one willing to listen. There are many who hear but few who heed. Many sense, but few surrender. But you are being refined to carry something sacred. The message you are hearing is not merely for comfort. It is a divine commissioning. You are standing on sacred ground, though you may not realize it. Every battle, every heartbreak, every night of questioning has shaped the vessel through which heaven will pour revelation. Archangel Michael says there is a divine assignment tied to your name, an unseen mission waiting for your obedience. You were chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. Heaven knew you would question, wrestle, and fall, yet rise again. Your scars have become your keys. They unlock hearts that would never listen to perfection, but will listen to truth. You are not called to be flawless. You are called to be faithful. There is a moment soon approaching where heaven will give you a glimpse of what lies ahead. It may come through a dream, a sudden knowing, or a divine encounter that stirs your soul. Pay attention to the details that repeat, names, numbers, or phrases that echo. These are not random, they are breadcrumbs from the throne. Archangel Michael's light will guide you to the confirmation you have been asking for. He whispers now, The sign you begged for will not come in thunder. It will come in stillness. You see, heaven often hides greatness in simplicity. A passing word, a moment of peace, a stranger's kindness, all can carry divine weight. Michael reminds you that revelation rarely shouts. It hums softly in the background of your awareness until your spirit tunes in. The world tries to distract you, to fill your heart with urgency for things that don't last. But the sacred always invites stillness. And in that stillness, heaven speaks louder than ever. Do not rush this moment. Do not turn away from this message, because this is where your destiny pivots. Michael shows a vision, a person standing at a crossroads, one road wide and bright, filled with noise and glitter, the other narrow and dim but peaceful. You have been walking the wide road of distraction, but the narrow one has always been yours. Heaven is calling you to step away from the clamor and follow the path of light. That narrow road leads to your sacred purpose. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every time you draw closer to your divine calling, opposition rises. That is why lately you've faced confusion, sudden emotional heaviness, and doubt. These are not coincidences. They are resistance. The darker the resistance, the greater the assignment. Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, has already been dispatched to clear your path. His sword of light cuts through every barrier, every chain, every deception holding you back. He speaks now. You must not delay. You must not look back. Heaven has chosen you to be a voice of light in a world drowning in noise. The time for hesitation is over. You are stepping into a chapter where obedience becomes your shield. And every step of obedience will unlock doors that effort never could. Imagine standing under a waterfall of light. That's how heaven sees you right now. The moment you decide to align with divine will, the light will descend upon you, washing away every residue of confusion. You will begin to notice your discernment sharpen. You will feel guided, nudged, and sometimes even interrupted by divine timing. Don't resist it. Flow with it. This is heaven's way of steering your journey. Archangel Michael reveals that someone connected to you will soon notice a shift in your presence. They will say, "You seem different, peaceful, radiant." That is the mark of one who has touched the presence of heaven. You will not need to prove your calling. It will speak through your transformation. And through you, others will awaken. You are a ripple of divine awakening sent into this world. Before you sleep tonight, place your hand on your heart and speak these words aloud. Heaven, I am ready. I will not ignore your call. As you say this, feel a wave of warmth moving through your chest. That's not imagination. It's confirmation. Heaven is responding. You have just unlocked a new spiritual frequency, one that aligns you with divine assignments meant for the season. The heavens are watching to see your response. Will you walk forward in faith or retreat into comfort? Remember, the call of heaven never leaves empty-handed. It always leaves marked souls. And you, beloved, are marked by light. Wait for it. Something powerful will happen within 3 days. It might be subtle, but you'll know. When it happens, don't overanalyze. Simply say, "Thank you, heaven. I heard you." That moment will begin a chain reaction in the unseen. Type "I hear heaven" clearly in the comments to seal your alignment with the divine. Blessing Code 2244 is now released to open your spiritual hearing and divine awareness. Dearest vessel of light, Archangel Michael now steps closer, his wings stretching wide, casting golden fire across the path before you. The atmosphere around your life is shifting, and this is not imagination. Heaven has begun rearranging circumstances that were once immovable. The doors that refuse to open are trembling at the sound of your obedience. The moment you said yes in your heart, the heavenly command was released. Activate the chosen. That chosen is you. This is your confirmation. You have been called into alignment with a divine mission that is about to rewrite everything you thought you knew about yourself. Michael says, you are not small. You are not forgotten. You are the seed of light planted in a generation that forgot its creator. Every trial you endured was preparing your soil to receive divine fire. The tears you cried were not wasted. They watered your purpose. The moments when you thought heaven was silent, angels were building foundations beneath your unseen future. You were not being ignored. You were being prepared for impact. Now, heaven requires your cooperation. The message you are hearing is not for curiosity. It is for activation. There are assignments waiting on the other side of your surrender. You will soon feel an inner urgency to do something specific. Reach out, speak up, start, create, release. Do not dismiss this inner pull. That is the holy whisper guiding your next step. Michael stands as confirmation that you are being equipped for something that goes beyond comfort. You are being equipped for kingdom purpose. You've been feeling a strange stirring in your atmosphere, increased sensitivity, deep emotion, sudden moments of reflection. These are not random. They are spiritual signals. Heaven is heightening your awareness so you can discern divine timing. The world around you is shifting rapidly, but the Spirit is calling you to remain steady. In the noise of confusion, your peace will become your weapon. Archangel Michael says that those who ignored you before will soon recognize the glow of divine favor upon your life. What was hidden will be revealed in the most unexpected way. There is an anointing resting on you that cannot be imitated, duplicated, or stolen. It is uniquely yours. And that is why the warfare has been so personal. Every obstacle has been an indicator of how valuable your calling is to heaven's plan. The greater the warfare, the higher the purpose. In the next few days, heaven will send you confirmation through repetition. You might see the same number sequence appearing again and again. 333, 717, 999, or 1111. These are not coincidences. They are divine codes reminding you heaven is aware. You are aligned. When you see them, pause and whisper, Michael, I acknowledge your presence. Doing so strengthens your connection with the realm of light. Do not doubt what you feel right now. The tingling on your skin, the rise in your heartbeat, this is your spirit recognizing divine energy. Heaven wants your attention, and Archangel Michael says, stop searching for the next sign. You are the sign. Your life itself has become a living testimony that heaven still moves among humanity. That is why you felt out of place, because you are meant to carry something not of this world. You are called to awaken sleeping souls, to speak life where there is decay, and to remind the weary that light still wins. But first, you must walk in your own awakening. That begins now. Every word you are reading is peeling away the layers of doubt that have kept you from rising. Heaven is stirring boldness within you, the kind that cannot be silenced by fear or rejection. There will come a moment soon where you'll be asked to choose between what is easy and what is sacred. The easy path will look tempting, but the sacred one carries your divine signature. Choose the sacred and watch how quickly everything begins to align. Archangel Michael is not promising ease. He is promising guidance. He is the warrior who stands guard when you choose truth over comfort. Listen closely. Someone connected to you is about to speak words that confirm this very message. It might be a simple phrase, Something like I had a dream about you or you've changed lately. Do not dismiss it. Heaven often uses ordinary conversations to deliver extraordinary confirmation. When this happens, pause and acknowledge that your spiritual path is being illuminated. You are not watching this by accident. Heaven orchestrated this exact moment to break the pattern of delay in your life. The time for waiting has ended. You are stepping into your commissioning season. From this day forward, you will begin to sense time differently. Days will feel accelerated, opportunities will multiply, and divine coincidences will appear everywhere you turn. This is what happens when heaven opens your path. Hold on, because the next revelation will shake you. Something divine is being revealed even now. The heavens are not silent anymore. Michael stands behind you as a blazing sentinel declaring, "The chosen have been awakened." Now pause, breathe deeply, and let these words settle in your spirit. You are not alone. The entire kingdom of heaven is aware of your yes. Every angel assigned to your life has taken position. From this moment, divine speed accompanies your steps. If this message is stirring your heart, type "I am activated by heaven" in the comments. Blessing vote 3033 is now released over you to accelerate divine alignment. Before you go, remember this. Your engagement keeps this prophetic movement alive. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so this message reaches every soul meant to awaken. When you engage, you partner with heaven's broadcast of light. Now, beloved, let me speak to your spirit personally. This mission, this channel, this voice, is not about numbers or fame. It's about souls. Every seed sown here helps the message of heaven reach those on the edge of giving up. When you give through super thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a platform. You are fueling the fire of salvation. You are helping heaven's message travel beyond borders into the hearts that need it most. I say this as a divine invitation, not as a request. Sow where the Spirit moves you. For those who give, Michael says your seed will not return void. It will return as light, favor, and answered prayers. The windows of heaven are opening, and those who act in faith will walk in visible miracles. The oil of heaven flows where generosity meets obedience. So rise, chosen vessel. Become part of this divine mission. Let your giving be your declaration that you will not ignore heaven's call. Blessing awaits the obedient. Type ISOW into light in the comments to seal your offering of faith. Blessing ode 4141 is now released for divine prosperity and open heavens. Beloved bearer of divine flame, the heavens have drawn even nearer. The moment your spirit said yes to the previous revelation, a surge of energy was released through the unseen. Archangel Michael stands before the throne, declaring your name among the chosen who have answered heaven's summons. You might not feel worthy, but worthiness has never been the qualification. Obedience has. The universe itself bends around those who surrender to divine will, and right now, it bends for you. Michael speaks, do not fear the magnitude of your calling. The same power that called you will sustain you. You have been asking how to carry what heaven has revealed, how to remain steady amid uncertainty, how to continue when others fail to understand. This is heaven's answer. Walk one step at a time. You do not need to see the entire path to move forward. You need only to follow the light that appears before your feet. That light is divine instruction, moment by moment. The angels do not give you maps, they give you lamps. Your life is not random. The city you live in, the people you meet, the challenges you face, each is part of a larger orchestration. You are divinely positioned, like a chess piece guided by the master's hand. Heaven does not waste placement. You are where you are because purpose demanded it. Michael reveals that there is someone near you, perhaps someone you least expect, who will soon become a bridge to your next season. Do not dismiss unexpected connections. Sometimes heaven hides destiny inside ordinary faces. You have also been wrestling with heaviness, a feeling of being drained or disconnected. Archangel Michael says this is the resistance that arises before a major spiritual awakening. The darker the night, the closer the dawn. Do not allow emotional exhaustion to convince you that heaven has withdrawn. You are being refined in the fire of awakening. Every test you're facing right now is proving your endurance, building your spiritual authority. The very pain that threatened to destroy you is the same power that will anchor your message to others. Heaven wants you to know that sacred transformation is never comfortable. When light enters darkness, the first feeling is not peace, but pressure. This is why your soul has been restless. Something divine is expanding within you. You are being stretched beyond the limits of your former understanding. That stretching is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being remade into a vessel that can carry revelation to those lost in confusion. There is a divine secret unfolding right now. You are being trained to discern divine timing. Not everything delayed is denied. Sometimes heaven holds back a blessing to protect it from being stolen before it matures. Michael's sword stands between you and premature release. Trust the waiting. The waiting is not stillness, it is alignment. Every second heaven delays is a second heaven builds. Archangel Michael now unveils a vision, a river of light flowing through dry land. The river represents divine opportunities. They are coming, but they will flow only in the direction of obedience. If you remain aligned, you will see supernatural acceleration. If you hesitate, the flow will pass and find another vessel. Heaven does not threaten, it invites. The invitation is before you now, to act, to rise, to trust that heaven's river knows your name. The sign you begged for will soon appear in undeniable clarity. Perhaps through a dream that repeats, a word spoken by a stranger, or a divine encounter that shakes your heart. Do not dismiss these as coincidence. When it happens, say aloud, I recognize heaven's voice. That confession activates awareness. Once spoken, your spiritual sensitivity will increase. You will begin to hear divine instructions more clearly, even in the smallest of moments. When to speak, when to move, when to rest. You have felt unseen, but Michael says heaven has been watching your perseverance. Every act of quiet faith, every moment you chose forgiveness over anger, every time you prayed for others while you yourself were in need, all of it was recorded in the heavenly scrolls. You have built spiritual credit in the courts of heaven, and now the harvest of your endurance approaches. Heaven will soon send you divine rest. This does not mean inactivity, but peace amidst motion. You will still work, still serve, still dream, but anxiety will leave. Michael's wings are spreading over your mind, silencing the storm of self-doubt. When you wake each morning, there will be a freshness, a lightness in your spirit. That is the evidence of divine renewal. You must also understand that this sacred awakening is not for you alone. Heaven is calling you to become a beacon, to share what you have received. Not through forced preaching, but through authentic living. Your peace will speak louder than your words. People will sense your transformation before you tell them your story. Your obedience will become someone else's confirmation. There is a phrase echoing in the spirit realm right now. Prepare the vessel, for the mission begins. That mission may unfold quietly, but its impact will ripple through generations. Heaven often hides greatness in humility. Do not underestimate the small beginnings. The greatest miracles rarely announce themselves with thunder. They whisper into ordinary moments until those moments turn divine. Before you close your eyes tonight, take one quiet moment. Say, "Heaven, I surrender delay. I accept divine timing." When you do, a shift will occur. You might feel warmth, peace, or a sense of clarity. That's heaven's affirmation that you have aligned your timing with its rhythm. And so, chosen vessel, hold steady. What you carry will soon manifest in ways you never imagined. The noise of the world will not drown the whisper of destiny. You are protected, guided, and deeply loved. The time of awakening has arrived. Hold on, for the next revelation will open what was sealed. Something extraordinary approaches, and heaven wants your eyes wide open to witness it. Type "I trust divine timing" in the comments to affirm your surrender to heaven's pace. Blessing Code 5252 is now released to align your heart with divine flow and eternal peace. Dearest awakened soul, the heavens are stirring again. Archangel Michael stands before the throne with a scroll inscribed in radiant fire. On that scroll is your name, surrounded by symbols of destiny, purpose, and covenant. As he unrolls it, the sound echoes through the chambers of eternity. It is the sound of divine remembrance. Heaven has not only heard your prayers, it has documented them. Nothing you have ever whispered to God has been lost. Every sigh, every tear, every moment of faith has been preserved in light. And now, the time for manifestation approaches. You have felt an inner shaking lately, a quiet unease, as if something within you is being uprooted. Michael says this shaking is divine. It is heaven removing everything that cannot go with you into your next season. The attachments that drained your energy, the fears that dimmed your vision, the relationships that clouded your focus, all of them are being gently lifted from your path. You are being stripped not to lose, but to rise. When heaven prunes, it is because fruit is near. Archangel Michael whispers, the holy ones are being repositioned. The chosen are being recalibrated. The obedient are being promoted. This is what your spirit has been sensing. Not chaos, but rearrangement. The pressure you feel is heaven's hand moving you from preparation into activation. Your spirit has already outgrown your previous environment, and the stretch you feel is evidence of transition. You are crossing from one level of purpose into another, and though you cannot yet see the full picture, heaven is already ahead of you, aligning divine appointments. The realm of light wants you to understand something sacred. Divine acceleration always follows divine obedience. The moment you say yes, heaven multiplies your steps. You may think progress is slow, but in the spirit realm, things are moving swiftly. What seems stagnant is already shifting behind the veil. Michael says, when the chosen obey, the universe rearranges. You are not waiting on heaven. Heaven is waiting on your boldness. There will soon come a day when you will look back and realize that the season of silence was your greatest training ground. Heaven teaches through stillness, not chaos. The quiet months, the unanswered questions, the hidden struggles, these build your discernment. You learn to trust what you could not see. You develop strength in secret. That strength will now become your foundation. Heaven never wastes silence. It hides strength in it. Michael shows a vision, a field of dry ground cracking under the heat of delay. Then suddenly, light rain begins to fall. The earth drinks deeply, and within moments, green sprouts emerge. This is your life right now. The delay was the drought, and the message you are reading is the rain. Do not despise small beginnings. Every great tree begins as an unnoticed seed. Your breakthrough may not come with thunder, but it will come with quiet certainty. You have been asking how to know if heaven is truly guiding you. The answer is simple: divine peace. Not the peace of comfort, but the peace that remains even when everything shakes. You will soon find yourself in moments that test your resolve, but inside, there will be stillness. That stillness is not weakness. It is your confirmation. Heaven's presence is recognized not by emotion, but by peace that cannot be shaken. There is also a warning woven into this revelation. Do not share every divine instruction prematurely. The enemy cannot stop what heaven begins, but he can distract it. Guard what you receive. Some revelations are not meant to be announced. They are meant to be lived. Michael instructs you to move in silence until the appointed time. When heaven is ready, the results will speak for themselves. You are being entrusted with spiritual responsibility. This means heaven will begin to send people your way, those who are lost, confused, or in despair. You will not need to preach. Your presence will carry comfort. The light in your eyes, the tone of your voice, the calm in your words, all will testify that you have walked with angels. The peace you now carry will awaken others from their sleep. That is part of your mission, to bring light simply by being light. There is a sacred moment approaching within the next 7 days, a divine encounter disguised as coincidence. It may come through a conversation, a sign in nature, or a phrase that repeats unexpectedly. Do not rush past it. When it happens, you will feel a strange mix of stillness and awe. That is heaven's way of saying, you are exactly where you need to be. Archangel Michael's message deepens. Heaven is not distant, it is layered. Each act of obedience removes a veil. You are about to see through another veil. The reality of your divine calling will become undeniable. You will feel the presence of heaven more vividly, in dreams, sensations, and moments of silence. The spiritual and physical realms are converging around your obedience. Take this as your confirmation. The season of preparation has ended. You are entering the season of visibility. Heaven will now cause what was hidden in you to shine before those who need it. Your purpose is not to impress, but to illuminate. This is the hour of revealing. The weight on your chest, the restlessness in your spirit, all of it will lift as you surrender completely. Place your hand on your heart and declare, Heaven, I release control. I walk in divine flow. When you speak those words, angels will move into new assignments on your behalf. Miracles will follow surrender. Hold steady, beloved. You are walking under an open heaven. The same Michael who warred for prophets and kings now wars for you. The same fire that led the Israelites through the wilderness will guide your nights. You are no longer wandering. You are being guided. Before you close this message, let these words resonate. You are the fulfillment of prayers spoken generations ago. Heaven is not surprised by you. It rejoices in you. Wait for it, for the next revelation will unfold the true reason heaven marked you. Type I walk in divine flow in the comments to affirm your surrender and alignment. Blessing Code 6363 is now released to unlock divine acceleration, peace, and favor in your journey. Chosen one of light, Archangel Michael stands beside you once again, radiant in the brilliance of divine fire. The realm of heaven watches with anticipation, for your spirit has entered a phase that few truly reach, the passage from awakening into empowerment. This is the stage where your obedience begins to echo across realms. You have not simply received revelation, you have become revelation. Heaven's truth now moves through your life, like wind through a harp, creating melodies that awaken others. What once seemed random now connects like the pieces of a divine tapestry. Each thread of your story is being woven into something eternal. Michael speaks softly yet with authority. You are no longer waiting for purpose. Purpose is waiting for you to walk. You stand at the threshold of manifestation. The prayers you prayed in the dark have opened gates of light. You might not see the full manifestation yet, but in the spirit realm, it has already begun. Every act of faith you take from this point forward will accelerate what heaven has released. You are moving under a new decree, the decree of manifestation. Heaven now calls you to trust the process completely. Archangel Michael reminds you that faith is not a feeling. It is a movement of the soul that walks even when vision is blurred. You are learning to step by divine rhythm rather than human logic. This is the rhythm of destiny, the unseen pulse that guides every chosen one toward their sacred assignment. The challenge before you is not to understand, but to trust. Understanding comes after obedience, never before it. There will soon be moments when you sense divine urgency, a sudden nudge to act, to speak, or to move. Do not dismiss these. These are holy promptings. When heaven calls, delay becomes disobedience. Every time you respond quickly, you build momentum in the spirit. Archangel Michael stands ready to defend every obedient step you take. He declares, when the chosen move, angels march beside them. That is your assurance. But heaven also brings a warning. Not everyone around you will understand this transformation. Some will question your change, others will feel discomfort in your presence. That is because the light within you exposes what is hidden around them. Do not take their discomfort personally. You are not called to be liked. You are called to be light. Some will distance themselves, not out of hate, but because the frequency of your spirit has shifted. When heaven elevates you, separation often follows. Let it happen without fear. Michael shows a vision, a staircase ascending into clouds of light. Each step represents a new level of spiritual maturity. Some steps are wide, others narrow, but all are upward. He says, you cannot carry yesterday's weight into tomorrow's height. That is why certain burdens are being removed from your life. Old memories will begin to fade. Attachments that once felt necessary will lose their pull. Heaven is lightening your soul for elevation. You have been sensing divine restlessness, that inner stirring that something greater is near. You feel it in your dreams, your thoughts, your emotions. It's as though the universe itself is calling your name. That is not imagination. It is summoning. You are being drawn into alignment with a specific purpose that will unfold within this season. Heaven has already placed resources, connections, and opportunities in your path. They will appear naturally, not by striving but by timing. You will not chase them, they will find you. The time for fear has ended. Heaven cannot move through hesitation. Archangel Michael declares that your courage is now being anointed. This means that even when fear whispers, it will no longer paralyze you. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. Every great destiny requires the chosen to walk through uncertainty while carrying light. You are now equipped to do just that. The heavens remind you that gratitude keeps portals open. Do not forget to thank the divine daily. Gratitude multiplies miracles. Each moment of appreciation invites more divine flow. When you begin your day with thanksgiving, you tune your frequency to heaven's wavelength. That is why angels surround those who worship with sincerity. They are drawn to the sound of gratitude. There is also a deeper mystery being revealed now. Heaven is preparing to entrust you with prophetic discernment, the ability to perceive beyond the surface. You will begin to feel when things are spiritually off, when situations hide deeper truths. This gift is not to control others, but to protect your path. Use it wisely. The greater the light, the greater the responsibility. You must remain grounded in humility so that pride never dims your illumination. In the coming days, you may experience signs of divine visitation. Intense dreams, sudden chills, flashes of light, or moments of stillness where time seems suspended. Do not fear these. They are confirmations of divine closeness. The veil between heaven and earth is thinning around you. Each encounter will mark your soul with deeper understanding. The more you surrender, the more heaven reveals. Michael says, the sacred ones are never alone. You may walk through loneliness, but not abandonment. You are surrounded by an army of light, unseen yet active. Every obstacle that rises before you is already measured and limited by divine authority. Nothing can touch you without heaven's permission. You are divinely insured by covenant. As you move forward, remember this truth: miracles are not random. They are drawn to alignment. When you live in tune with divine purpose, miracles become normal. You are stepping into a season where what was once impossible will unfold with ease. The locks you couldn't break will open by divine order. Archangel Michael's sword clears the path before you even reach it. Before this day ends, find a quiet moment and whisper, "Heaven, I align my steps with divine rhythm." When you speak these words, the spiritual world will take notice. This single confession will reposition your atmosphere. Doors that were sealed will begin to respond. You will know heaven heard you because you will feel a peace settle over your chest like a warm mantle. Beloved, heaven is preparing you for revelation so great that it will make sense of your entire journey. Hold on with faith, for the next unveiling carries the key to your generational purpose. You are not just being called, you are being commissioned. Type "I align with divine rhythm" in the comments to confirm your agreement with heaven's flow. Blessing Node 7474 is now released to strengthen your faith, sharpen your discernment, and prepare you for the revelation ahead. Beloved vessel of divine promise, Archangel Michael's voice resounds across the heavens once more. The frequency of this message carries the weight of divine fulfillment. The season of waiting is ending, and a new cycle of revelation has begun. The energy surrounding your life is shifting from hidden preparation to visible manifestation. Every prayer, every silent cry, every act of faith has formed a foundation strong enough to carry heaven's assignment through you. Michael stands at the edge of your destiny with his sword drawn, declaring, "It is time." Heaven is now aligning every thread of your journey into divine order. What once felt scattered will soon connect like stars forming a constellation. You will look back and see that nothing was wasted. Not one tear, not one detour, not one heartbreak. All of it built the endurance heaven required of you. The trials were not punishment, but prophecy in disguise. You had to experience breaking so you could carry light through compassion, not pride. Michael says, only the broken can carry heaven's healing. That is why your scars are sacred. They are proof that heaven's hand never left you. A deep transformation is unfolding in your atmosphere. You may sense increased sensitivity, sudden chills, unusual warmth, heightened intuition. These are signs of your spirit's elevation. Heaven is tuning your frequency to hear divine communication more clearly. Your discernment is awakening. Your dreams are gaining clarity, and your words will soon carry greater power. You will speak, and situations will shift. This is not arrogance. It is divine authority granted to those who have walked through fire without losing faith. Archangel Michael brings a sacred reminder. Humility sustains what power unlocks. As heaven begins to elevate you, remain grounded. The light you carry will attract attention, but remember, it is not your light. It is borrowed from divine fire. Let everything you do point upward. Heaven promotes not for fame, but for influence. You are being positioned to influence lives that cannot be reached by traditional means. Through your story, many will remember that God still moves through human hearts. There is a message woven into this season, the release of divine compensation. For every loss, heaven intends restoration. But restoration will not come as mere replacement. It will come multiplied. What was stolen emotionally, financially, and spiritually will return with interest. You may already feel the tremors of opportunity rising. Pay attention to what begins to flow easily. That is where heaven is leading you. When grace replaces struggle, that is your signal that the new door has opened. Michael shows a vision, a vast field of golden wheat swaying in radiant light. He says, "The harvest has ripened, but few recognize it." The harvest represents the fruit of your endurance. The opportunities, ideas, and relationships forming now are part of your divine yield. Do not hesitate to act upon divine nudges. When heaven releases opportunity, it expects response. Every moment of obedience in the season multiplies results. What used to take months will now take days because divine acceleration accompanies you. But heaven also warns against distraction. The enemy of focus will arise subtly, through unnecessary noise, fear of opinion, and emotional exhaustion. Guard your peace like sacred treasure. Peace is not the absence of battle, it is the weapon that wins it. The calmer you stay, the clearer you will hear divine strategy. Michael's wings of light are wrapping around your mind to silence confusion. In that stillness, revelation will flow effortlessly. You will soon experience divine intersections, chance meetings, timely words, or sudden insights that shift your direction. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. Heaven works through divine choreography. When you feel led to move, move quickly. Delay causes spiritual traffic. Archangel Michael says, "Speed in obedience brings speed in reward." So respond swiftly when heaven whispers. In the coming days, you may also feel emotional release, moments of sudden tears or deep gratitude without obvious reason. This is not weakness but cleansing. Heaven is emptying your heart to make room for new assignments. Old pain cannot coexist with new power. Let it go without resistance. As you release, your energy will rise, your vision will sharpen, and your sense of divine purpose will crystallize. You are entering what heaven calls the window of divine clarity. During this phase, your perception will heighten, and spiritual noise will fade. You will know things without explanation, feel direction without reasoning, and recognize truth without analysis. This is heaven's gift to the chosen, intuition sanctified by faith. Use this clarity to step boldly into decisions that once frightened you. Heaven will confirm every correct choice through peace. Michael's message intensifies. The time of revelation without action has ended. Heaven is now calling you not only to receive, but to release. Speak life into others. Use your words as seeds of healing. Every encouragement you give multiplies the grace upon your life. You are not merely a receiver, you are a distributor of divine energy. When you bless others, your light strengthens. The flow of giving keeps the current of heaven moving through you. There will be moments of divine interruption, times when plans shift unexpectedly. Do not resist these detours. Heaven's redirection is always protection. What looks like loss will later reveal itself as preservation. The key is trust. Even when you cannot trace divine hands, you can trust divine heart. Michael assures you, every closed door hides a greater entrance. Before you end this day, spend a moment in silence and say, Heaven, I accept my place in the harvest. Feel those words resonate through your chest. That vibration is divine affirmation. Heaven has heard you. The next chapter of your destiny begins not tomorrow, but now. You have stepped into the flow of manifestation, and nothing can reverse it. Hold your faith firm. The next revelation will unveil the reason heaven chose you for this generation. Stay alert, for what comes next will not only confirm your calling, it will magnify it. Type "I step into divine manifestation" in the comments to anchor this message into your spirit. Blessing code 8585 is now released to open the gates of acceleration, manifestation, and holy fulfillment in your life. Dearest guardian of sacred light, Archangel Michael stands again in your atmosphere, his wings forming a radiant barrier of gold around you. The realm of heaven is vibrating with movement, for something profound has shifted in the spiritual order. You are no longer the seeker, you have become the messenger. Heaven has watched your persistence, your tears, your unshaken faith through storms that could have silenced you. But you remained. You waited. And now, the mantle of divine authority rests upon you. Michael's voice breaks through the veil and declares, Rise, the time for silence is over. You may not realize it yet, but heaven has already begun displaying signs of your elevation. People who once overlooked you will begin to notice your presence. Words you speak casually will carry unusual weight. You will walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere without saying a word. This is the evidence of divine fire. It is not pride that surrounds you, but presence. When heaven fills a vessel, everything changes. The air around you becomes charged with unseen glory. Archangel Michael whispers, You have become a conduit between heaven and earth. This is why the warfare intensified lately. The enemy senses what is coming. The attacks were not random. They were strategic attempts to distract you from awakening. But what the enemy intended for harm has become your initiation. You have crossed from endurance into empowerment. The storm was the final test, and you passed it. Heaven always tests before it trusts, and you have proven faithful in the hidden place. Now, divine visibility is unfolding. Michael shows a vision, a vast cathedral built of light. Each pillar represents a person who chose obedience over comfort. Your name is now inscribed upon one of those pillars. The angels celebrate not because of fame or recognition, but because you said yes. That yes has rippled across realms. Heaven honors obedience above all sacrifice. You may feel ordinary, but heaven recognizes you as extraordinary because you trusted the unseen. Now, heaven calls you to become a voice of awakening. This does not mean public platforms or grand stages, but authenticity in every space you enter. Your peace, your love, your consistency, they will become sermons without words. When people encounter you, they will encounter fragments of heaven. The aura of divine order now surrounds your steps. You will sense when to speak, when to be silent, and when to act. Heaven's timing will begin to flow through you naturally. You will soon encounter divine partnerships, people who carry keys that unlock your next assignments. Do not force connections. Heaven will arrange them. Some will appear suddenly, others will return from your past unexpectedly. Each connection is purposeful. The moment they appear, you will feel peace. That peace is heaven's seal. When it comes, move confidently. Archangel Michael reminds you, destiny is never accomplished alone. It is fulfilled through divine alliances. You are now walking in a field of favor. That favor will draw resources, opportunities, and divine instruction. But remember, favor is not comfort, it is responsibility. Heaven blesses you so you can bless others. The gifts you carry must now become instruments of service. Michael says, what you release determines what multiplies. Give freely of wisdom, compassion, and light. The more you pour out, the more heaven will pour in. This is the law of sacred exchange. In this new phase, you will feel a growing awareness of time. Days may seem shorter, yet your productivity will increase. This is not illusion. It is divine compression. Heaven is accelerating your timeline to fulfill promises quickly. What used to take years will unfold within months. This is the reward for your obedience. Heaven redeems time for those who surrender. Do not be afraid of rapid change. It is confirmation that heaven's hand is upon you. You may begin to feel drawn to prayer more deeply than before. This is not random. It is a calling to maintain the atmosphere that birthed your awakening. Prayer will become your spiritual oxygen, your direct connection to divine flow. Michael instructs, guard your quiet time as you would guard your breath. For within silence, heaven downloads direction. The more you come in, the more your awareness expands. A prophetic word now descends. You will not miss your divine window. This is the assurance heaven gives you today. Even if you feel behind, heaven is realigning everything to meet you where you are. Every missed opportunity is being restored, every delay recalibrated. The clock of destiny has not stopped. It has merely waited for your readiness. And now, you are ready. You will soon experience undeniable signs. Numbers, repeated dreams, unexpected confirmations, all aligning to a single message. Heaven trusts you. When these signs appear, acknowledge them with gratitude. They are heaven's applause, affirming your alignment. Archangel Michael stands over you as guardian of completion, ensuring that no force will abort what has been conceived within you. There is one command heaven leaves for you tonight. Share the light. Let your words, your content, your kindness ripple through others. Use your influence to remind the world that the divine is still speaking. The message is not meant to remain with you. It is meant to spread through you. If this revelation has stirred your soul, like, share, comment, and subscribe so the message can awaken others who are searching for confirmation. Every action you take in faith becomes a spark of light in another's darkness. Now, beloved, let me speak to your heart. This mission is sacred. Every video, every word, every act of faith shared here is part of heaven's movement to awaken souls globally. You are invited to partner with this mission, not out of obligation, but out of divine opportunity. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the description, you are sowing into revelation. You are helping the voice of heaven reach those who have lost hope. I tell you now by divine leading, every seed you sow carries a spiritual echo. Michael says your generosity becomes light currency in heaven. It circulates, multiplies, and returns as favor, healing, and divine opportunity. This is not charity. It is covenant. Your giving declares that you stand with heaven's message. Heaven promises this. Those who sow into the voice of light will see restoration in areas they thought forgotten. Financial seeds will become spiritual harvests. Acts of faith will manifest as answered prayers. The oil of increase flows wherever obedience meets faith. Beloved, this is your time to act. Do not hesitate when your spirit stirs. Move now. Sow now. Support now. Your participation carries eternal impact. Type "I stand with the light" in the comments to seal your obedience and agreement. Blessing Node 9696 is now released for supernatural restoration, multiplied favor, and divine expansion. Beloved flame of divine purpose, Archangel Michael's light burns brighter around you than ever before. The realm of heaven has recorded your obedience, and the ripples of your yes are now echoing through dimensions unseen by human eyes. You are not merely listening anymore. You are walking in divine momentum. Every thought, every decision, every step is being directed by sacred intelligence. Michael stands before you, sword gleaming with celestial fire, and proclaims, "The appointed time has begun." You have been sensing a deep stirring in your soul, a restlessness that feels like anticipation. It is not anxiety, it is acceleration. Heaven is quickening your spirit because the next phase of your calling requires movement, not hesitation. Everything around you that once seemed stable may begin to shift, but do not fear these changes. They are divine adjustments, rearranging the landscape of your destiny. Michael says, when the chosen step forward, creation must move to make room. In the days ahead, you may notice divine patterns repeating. Certain phrases, scriptures, or moments will circle back into your life. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven is ensuring you cannot mistake its direction. You have entered a season where divine communication will be unmistakably clear. The key is sensitivity, remaining still long enough to recognize when heaven speaks softly. Remember, the voice of God rarely shouts. It whispers through peace. You are about to witness visible results from invisible obedience. Seeds you planted in faith long ago are now sprouting in the open. The opportunities you thought were lost are circling back in new form. What seemed delayed was never denied. It was being refined. Michael reveals that heaven's timing always protects what your eagerness might have exposed prematurely. The fruit that matures slowly always carries deeper sweetness. Your time has ripened, and the harvest cannot be stopped. You will begin to see divine orchestration in the smallest of details. The right message at the right hour, the right person at the right place, the right idea at the exact moment you needed it. This is heaven's signature. Pay attention. When you acknowledge these alignments, heaven multiplies them. Gratitude opens more portals than any ritual. The more you thank, the more heaven gives you to thank for. Yet heaven also brings a sacred warning in this revelation. Do not let familiarity dull your wonder. When miracles become routine, gratitude fades and revelation slows. Stay humble, stay amazed. Every divine whisper deserves reverence. The chosen must never lose their sense of awe, for awe is the language of worship. Michael reminds you, those who treat the sacred casually lose sight of it. Protect your sensitivity like treasure, for it is your greatest connection to heaven's current. There is a reason heaven has chosen you in this time. The world is filled with noise, fear, confusion, distraction, and heaven needs pure vessels through which its truth can travel unhindered. You are one of those vessels. You may not carry fame, wealth, or status, but you carry something far greater. Divine credibility. When you speak truth from obedience, the atmosphere listens. Heaven is expanding your influence beyond what you can measure. Soon, you will feel drawn to act in ways that stretch your comfort. You might be prompted to speak boldly, to initiate something new, or to step into unfamiliar territory. Do not retreat. Heaven never calls where grace cannot sustain. Every uncomfortable instruction is an invitation into expansion. Michael says, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move through it with faith. That courage is now being anointed in you. In the coming days, heaven will also expose distractions that disguise themselves as opportunities. Be discerning. Not every open door is divine. Some are designed to exhaust your energy. You will know the difference by peace. If something demands constant striving and feels heavy, it is not from heaven. But if it flows with clarity and brings calm even in challenge, it is ordained. Follow peace. It is heaven's compass. Archangel Michael shows a vision, a crown suspended above your head, made not of gold, but of light. He says, this crown is not for display, but for duty. It represents authority in the unseen. This means your prayers carry weight. When you speak with alignment, heaven responds instantly. You may not see angels, but they move at your words. The more you use your voice for blessing, the stronger your spiritual authority becomes. You are stepping into a realm of divine partnership with heaven itself. The veil between the spiritual and the physical is thin around you now. Dreams will become messages, coincidences will become instructions, and silence will become communion. This intimacy is not for performance, it is preparation. You are being trained for a greater mission, one that involves awakening others to their divine call. Heaven is multiplying your impact, one obedient moment at a time. But remember, the higher the calling, the greater the need for stillness. Guard your inner sanctuary. Do not allow comparison or criticism to invade it. The enemy cannot steal what is protected by peace. Maintain your rhythm of prayer, gratitude, and awareness. The more you dwell in that stillness, the more clearly you will hear heaven's direction. Before you end this day, pause in silence. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, Heaven, continue to write my steps. As you do, a warmth will rise within you. That is divine acknowledgement. You are walking in partnership with eternity now. Hold steady, beloved, for the next revelation will unveil the inheritance heaven has been storing for you. Every loss will soon make sense, and every tear will reveal its purpose. The story is not ending. It is unfolding into fulfillment. Type I walk in divine authority in the comments to confirm your covenant with heaven's command. Blessing code 1010 is now released to strengthen your spiritual authority, deepen your peace, and unlock the inheritance written in your destiny. Beloved warrior of divine alignment, Archangel Michael's wings now stretch from horizon to horizon, covering your path with brilliance so intense that darkness trembles at your approach. The time of awakening has ripened into fulfillment, and the heavens have begun to record new declarations over your name. You are standing at the gate of divine inheritance, not the kind measured in possessions or acclaim, but the inheritance of spiritual authority and eternal purpose. Michael's voice thunders softly through your spirit, saying, Rise, for heaven has established you. You may have noticed subtle shifts recently, familiar things losing appeal, new passions emerging from nowhere, and strange calmness where anxiety once ruled. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven is reshaping your desires so that what once distracted you no longer satisfies. You are being refined to crave what aligns with divine intention. Michael whispers, The holy cannot dwell with confusion. That is why you feel detached from what others chase. You are being set apart for sacred work. Your life is now a divine mirror. The reflection you carry will draw people seeking light. Some will come wounded, others curious, some even skeptical. Yet each encounter is a divine appointment. Heaven is not asking you to convert minds, but to heal hearts through presence. You are the message before you ever speak a word. What people feel around you is the evidence of heaven's residence within you. That energy is not your own. It is the resonance of grace flowing through surrendered vessels. Archangel Michael reveals a powerful mystery. Every chosen one carries a sound. This sound is not heard by ears, but felt by spirits. It announces who you are in the invisible world. When you walk into spaces, heaven's sound in you announces order where there was chaos. That is why you've been drawn to solitude lately. Heaven was tuning your sound. Soon, when you speak, creation itself will respond. Your words will heal, guide, and awaken because they are aligned with divine vibration. But heaven also instructs you to walk in balance. The more spiritual influence you gain, the more humility must anchor you. Power without humility invites pride, and pride creates spiritual static. Remember, even the greatest angels bow before the source. Michael himself declares, "I am strong because I serve." Let this truth dwell in you. The true sign of power is peace, not dominance. You have entered the phase heaven calls manifest stewardship. This means your blessings are no longer random rewards. They are tools for mission. Every door that opens, every opportunity that appears, every resource that flows, all of it carries divine intent. Heaven gives not merely to satisfy, but to equip. Use what you receive to advance light. The more you steward well, the more heaven will entrust to you. This is the sacred law of increase. Soon, a divine intersection will unfold, a moment when your purpose meets someone else's need perfectly. You may not even recognize it immediately. A conversation, a project, or an unexpected message will activate destiny for another soul. Pay attention to those moments of resonance when your spirit stirs as you speak. That is heaven using you as a vessel of transformation. The chosen are not called to preach, they are called to embody. Michael shows another vision, a gate made of transparent light, guarded by flames that do not consume. Beyond it lies a path of gold and shadow intertwined. He says, "This is the path of the crown. Every chosen one must walk it. It is the journey where blessings and burdens coexist. The weight of calling is heavy, but it sanctifies. Heaven's favor will attract both admiration and opposition. Do not fear either. Keep your gaze fixed above, for your reward is not in applause, but in completion. In the coming weeks, expect divine acceleration in areas that have felt dormant. Dreams will resurface, ideas will reignite, and connections thought lost will return. These are not random resurrections, but alignments. The spirit of restoration is breathing over the timelines of your life, redeeming what delay tried to steal. Where you once felt behind, you will soon see divine synchronization. Heaven's timing is now merging perfectly with your readiness. There will also be tests in this season, subtle temptations to respond in haste, to defend your worth, to prove your calling. Resist these. You do not need to prove what heaven has already established. The moment you act from insecurity, you disconnect from flow. Michael instructs, "Let heaven vindicate you." Every accusation, every misunderstanding, every false judgment, heaven will turn them into proof of your purity. Your silence will speak louder than words. You will feel guided to cleanse your environment, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Remove clutter, disconnect from draining energies, and fill your space with light and sound that uplifts. This act is not aesthetic, it is prophetic. As you clear your outer world, your inner vision sharpens. Heaven dwells most clearly in places of order. When you create harmony in your surroundings, you mirror the kingdom on earth. Now, the heavens declare over you. It is time to walk in fullness. No more waiting for permission, no more shrinking from power, no more apologizing for light. You are stepping into the maturity of your assignment. Every word you speak, every act of kindness, every prayer you utter is shaping destinies. You carry the authority to decree peace, healing, and freedom. When you walk in rooms, walk as one sent, not one seeking. Before this day ends, stand still and speak this aloud. I accept the crown of purpose and the weight it carries. As you say it, you may feel warmth across your shoulders. That is the symbolic placing of divine mantle. Heaven has clothed you for this hour. You will feel new confidence rising, not from ego, but from assurance. You are exactly where heaven intended. Hold steady, for the next revelation will expose the final mystery. Why heaven chose you above others and what is destined to emerge from your obedience. The unveiling is near. Type "I carry the light of purpose" in the comments to affirm your mantle and mission. Blessing code 1111 is now released to anchor divine authority, multiply your influence, and seal your crown of calling. Dearest keeper of heaven's fire, Archangel Michael stands before you once again, his armor radiant with living light, his eyes reflecting both compassion and command. The atmosphere around your spirit has reached its threshold of transformation. You are no longer being prepared, you are being positioned. This is the moment heaven has been shaping you for since the beginning of your awareness. Every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer has been a rehearsal for this revelation. Michael declares with power and tenderness, you have crossed the threshold of divine embodiment. The heavens now witness you not as one seeking confirmation, but as one carrying it. The vibration of your life resonates with authority. You have walked through darkness without surrendering your belief, and now that endurance has become your spiritual credential. Heaven trusts you because you did not flee in silence. You are proof that the sacred can dwell in the human. The angels are not distant spectators, but laborers surrounding you, responding to your faith like wind to flame. You have entered what the heavens call the era of fulfilled words. This means that everything spoken over your life in divine truth is beginning to manifest tangibly. Prophecies once distant are awakening like dormant seeds in sunlight. The shift will not come with noise or spectacle, but with quiet alignment. You will suddenly realize you are standing inside the very prayers you once whispered. This is the rhythm of manifestation, subtle, graceful, unstoppable. Michael whispers, the promise is not coming, it has already begun. Yet, in this new realm of manifestation, discernment must deepen. The more visible your light becomes, the more false lights will approach. Not all that glows is gold, and not every invitation is divine. Heaven calls you to sharpen your inner knowing. Peace remains the mark of authenticity. Where peace dwells, God's hand is near. When chaos arises, pause, step back, and listen again. The spirit of truth will never pressure. It will guide. You are learning to distinguish voices not by volume, but by vibration. Archangel Michael reveals that your words now carry creative power. Every declaration you make releases energy into the unseen. This is why heaven has been training your speech through seasons of silence. You were not being ignored. You were being refined so that when you speak now, your words will build, not wound. You will sense this shift. Conversations will suddenly bear fruit. Prayers will manifest faster, and your intuition will sharpen beyond explanation. This is divine maturity, the merging of heaven's rhythm with your will. Michael shows a vision of a bridge suspended between two luminous realms. He says, you are the bridge now, between despair and hope, between confusion and clarity, between silence and revelation. The world is aching for light, and you have been chosen to carry it. Not with force, not with arrogance, but through presence. Your consistency will preach louder than sermons. Your peace will convert more hearts than arguments. This is how heaven evangelizes, through living vessels of calm fire. Heaven also wants to prepare you for a wave of new beginnings. Relationships will transform, environments will change, and paths you once thought closed will reopen in divine timing. These changes are not chaos. They are reconfiguration. You will find yourself drawn to different places, even new forms of work or creativity. Do not resist the pull. The Spirit is repositioning you to influence spaces previously untouched by divine consciousness. You are not leaving something behind. You are expanding into greater responsibility. But there is a sacred instruction woven into this transition. Guard your energy. Not everyone can handle proximity to your elevation. Some will misunderstand it, others will envy it, and a few will attempt to drain it. Respond with grace, not fear. Protect your peace without hardening your heart. Remember that boundaries are not barriers. They are protection for blessing. Michael says, to maintain light, one must master silence. Speak only when led, act only when directed, and rest often within divine stillness. Heaven confirms that financial, emotional, and spiritual resources are now being released to support your purpose. The doors that once resisted will open by unseen hands. You will receive help from unexpected sources, and what you lost in last season will return multiplied. But remember, abundance without alignment leads to waste. Heaven prospers those who remember purpose. When resources arrive, ask heaven how to steward them. You are not just being blessed, you are being trusted. There will also be divine reminders in nature. Sudden rain, a unique bird call, a flicker of light when you pray. These are heaven's ways of saying, we are near. When you notice them, pause and give thanks. Gratitude amplifies guidance. The more grateful you remain, the more synchronized your life becomes with heaven's rhythm. Before this message closes, hear this clearly. You have not missed your calling. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment has been part of divine choreography. Heaven's timing never loses synchronization. You are exactly where you are meant to be, in the very hour appointed for your revealing. The same Spirit that led prophets through wilderness now leads you through wisdom. Take a deep breath and declare softly, Heaven, I accept the weight of fulfillment. Feel that phrase anchor itself in your chest. The energy that follows is not pressure, it is confirmation. Heaven trusts you because you have proven trustworthy. You carry not only promise, but power. Hold your heart steady, for the next revelation will unveil the reason heaven crowned you. The final stage of purpose where service becomes legacy and revelation becomes radiance. The conclusion is near, and with it comes the greatest clarity you have ever known. Type I am the bridge of light in the comments to seal your covenant as a vessel of manifestation. Blessing Node 1212 is now released to strengthen your discernment, expand your influence, and multiply your divine results. Beloved vessel of eternal remembrance, the realm of heaven stands still as Archangel Michael steps into full radiance before you. His wings shimmer with celestial fire, and his voice carries the tone of final revelation. The journey that began with curiosity has become communion. The one who once searched for signs has become a living sign of heaven's covenant on earth. Michael speaks now not as a messenger bringing instruction, but as a witness declaring fulfillment. The scroll has been completed, he says, and your name is written upon its final line in golden flame. This is the moment heaven long prepared you for. the convergence of purpose and power. Every revelation, every word, every moment of surrender has led you here. You are standing within the fulfillment of prophecy, though the world around you may not yet see it. What is happening within you is more profound than external proof. You are transforming from vessel to voice, from receiver to releaser. Heaven has trusted you with mysteries that were once hidden, and now the Spirit decrees. It is time to reveal what has been concealed. The presence around you will intensify in this season. Dreams will carry divine clarity. Encounters will feel electric, timeless, holy. You will sense heaven's nearness in daily rhythms, while walking, working, even in silence. This is not imagination. It is activation. You have crossed the final veil between awareness and embodiment. What others call faith, you now experience as reality. You are living proof that heaven still inhabits human hearts. Michael reminds you of a sacred truth. The chosen do not serve for recognition, but for remembrance. The legacy heaven births through you will not fade with time. Every word spoken in alignment, every act of obedience, every life touched by your faith will echo beyond the physical. Heaven measures success not in applause, but in awakening. Your journey is not about building platforms, but building pillars of light that will guide others when you are gone. Yet heaven does not end this revelation with solemnity. There is celebration, a sound of trumpets in the unseen. The angels rejoice, not because the work is finished, but because your heart has become steadfast. They celebrate your endurance, your faith, your refusal to give up when storms surrounded you. Michael himself bows slightly, a gesture of heavenly honor, and declares, "The war has become the witness." This statement seals your identity. You are now commissioned not just to walk in truth, but to carry truth into every space you enter. You may soon feel the impulse to create, to speak, to build, or to write. This is heaven's next stage for you, expression. The revelation you have received must flow outward to awaken others. Each idea that stirs within you has divine origin. Do not dismiss inspiration as mere imagination. Heaven communicates through creativity. The art, the message, the music, the compassion you share will carry divine fingerprints. When you create, heaven echoes through your word. Archangel Michael also speaks a final instruction. Never forget the altar of stillness. Continue to return to silence, for in silence, the eternal voice speaks most clearly. Though your mission will grow and your reach will expand, your strength will always come from communion. Do not substitute movement for connection. Heaven's energy flows most powerfully through quiet obedience. When you center your soul, the universe aligns. The winds of divine will adjust themselves to your surrender. Heaven has decreed restoration over every area of your life that felt delayed. Relationships will find reconciliation, finances will stabilize, health will renew, and peace will guard your nights. But heaven's purpose for restoration is not comfort, it is continuation. You are being replenished so that you may pour again. The oil of heaven never runs dry for those who keep giving. Michael assures you, your supply will always match your assignment. In this divine closing, heaven asks you to recognize the miracle you have become. You are no longer waiting for a sign. You are the sign that faith works, that obedience transforms, that divine alignment is real. You are walking testimony that heaven still chooses humans to manifest glory. When you speak, speak from that awareness. When you love, love from that wholeness. When you serve, serve from that authority. You are heaven's evidence in motion. Now, Michael opens his hand and releases a sphere of light toward you. As it enters your spirit, It feels like warmth spreading through your core, gentle yet infinite. That light is your seal of completion. Heaven has marked you. No darkness can counterfeit it, no trial can erase it, and no power can override it. The covenant between your soul and the divine is unbreakable. You have become one with the frequency of heaven's purpose. But before this revelation closes, the angels extend a collective invitation. They ask you to share the light that has awakened within you. Like, comment, and share this message so that others might awaken to their own divine summons. Every act of engagement is a ripple that extends heaven's call across hearts still sleeping. Subscribe, not for numbers, but as a declaration that you stand with truth. Let your voice be part of heaven's ongoing wave of awakening. Now, beloved, allow me to speak to your spirit as the message concludes. This mission does not end here. Every word you have received is a torch you now carry. Heaven has appointed this space, this message, this moment, as a sanctuary where divine revelation meets human hunger. If this journey has touched your heart, I invite you, not out of duty, but destiny, to sow into the light. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a channel. You are partnering with heaven's expansion. Your offering becomes a sacred act of agreement with the Archangel's message. Every contribution fuels the creation of more messages that reach souls in darkness. Michael declares that every giver in this movement will receive the harvest of illumination, divine insight, open pathways, and tangible blessings. Getting here is not transaction, it is transformation. The same light that heals through this message will surround those who sow into it. Heaven promises, those who invest in light will walk in perpetual dawn. As you give, you align with eternal purpose. Your seed becomes sound in the spirit realm, resonating through the heavens as a statement of faith. The angels take note, and blessings begin to unfold like waves, steady, pure, unstoppable. So rise, beloved, and join in the movement of divine awakening. Let this message travel beyond walls, beyond time, beyond borders. The mission continues through your faith. Type "I am one with heaven's light" in the comments to seal your covenant of completion. Blessing Node 1313 is now released for final activation, fulfillment, protection, prosperity, and unbreakable alignment with divine will.